How are you tonight?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good. Did you have a good last couple of days?
Very quiet, very lazy.
It's
Yeah.
same here. Same. Well, excellent. Here we are with scenario number 4, and we got ourselves a return to the set piece battle. Right? This is a two-turn, straight up, no holds barred, knockdown, drag out. I guess. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, no kidding.
Everything is preset, pre-programmed, and they just say, "Fight, go for it, do it." I had not looked it over until I did the setup for it, and it seems like there are, with the exception of the few special rules. So welcome to you, Roger, and welcome to everybody else watching this after the fact. This is scenario number 4, Seven Pines, and this represents the last 2 days of the previous scenario that we had done, scenario 3 at the gates of Richmond. So that ended on the June 1st, and this one is May 31st and June 1st. And as mentioned, this is a perfect example of how we've gone through 7 bloody turns in the last couple of playthroughs, and now this one, by comparison, is going to be extremely short. I mean, it is a 2-turn scenario, and this is one of the ones that, for most great campaigns examples, is where you almost fight with abandon. You could fight with impunity. You can run those troops ragged today because you're only going to get one more turn tomorrow. But that also makes things tactically a little more challenging because you have to make decisions about when to commit, when to reserve. Because if you disorganize them today, they're potentially only going to have 3 activations on the second turn, and that's it. So it's it's different in its challenges, but they're fun.
Yeah, this doesn't seem to have a lot of tactical subtlety to it.
No,
Sure.
I agree. I agree. This is the word that just keeps coming back to me is set piece, and people complain that the great campaigns is bereft of those, and I say no, they're there in every title. They often put 1 or 2 scenarios that are brief, either for learning capabilities or to try to simulate. The problem with it is, and as we go through the scenario setup, we'll see that there are a lot of artificial constraints that are put on to try to reflect those historical reasons and rationale for the way things have come to be. So if you are interested in learning about a specific historic battle or the day before and of and after the battle, typically, then these are the types of scenarios that you will be looking at. So I will read briefly the historical setup here, and that will set the frame of reference for us historically. Again, this is at the end of the previous scenario that we've done before and slightly overlapping. Johnston's late May plan to concentrate the majority of his forces against the 2 Union corps isolated south of the Chickahominy was sound. The heavy rain that fell on the night of May 30th, which kept the river swollen for days, helped to further isolate the enemy, as Union reinforcements north of the Chickahominy would be hindered in coming to the aid of their comrades on the south bank. The execution of Johnston's plan, however, was flawed, revealing a lack of coordination up and down the Confederate chain of command. And that's where we are. So this is and I've even been able to zoom in on this setup here because this is it. It's just really
Yeah.
only about 10 hexes by 5 hexes as far as setup. So there's not going to be a lot of maneuver here, I don't feel. I mean, there's going to be chasing the flanks, but even that has limited ability because you don't want to overcommit somebody too far to the flanks when you really need them up front. So I will go through the special rules here, and again, we won't do this on the replay next time, but I don't even know what to hazard as far as a guess for 2 turns. I mean, between you and I, Roger, now we are playing through these scenarios in such a way that a 2-turn one seems like, wow, we'll knock this out in an hour and a half. It can't possibly take that long. But you and I also consider what we're doing
Yeah.
and what each other are doing, so that adds a lot of time to the elapsed game, but we'll just see what happens. So here are the special rules for tonight. The random events are there, quote, are there, but they're pre-programmed. So on turn 1 we will have rain current, and on turn 2 we will have no event. So that is prescribed, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we have to figure out. Oh, and tonight I will be taking the Union forces to start, and Roger will be taking the Confederate forces. So he has to figure how the rain is going to affect his plans more than anything. For the first initiative, the Confederate player will get the first initiative in the action phase of this turn 1. However, he's not allowed to activate Longstreet with Anderson, R.H. Anderson, or Pickett in that first. So that is the first of many constraints that we will see here. The Chickahominy during this first turn is considered to be totally impassable to the Confederates, so they are not allowed to go north or east of it, so they're kept in the box. So that's pretty straightforward on this. However, the Union forces, as you see, we've got Sumner and Richardson are the only two forces north of the river. They can cross over at those bridges, which they have prescribed, or at any of the undestroyed bridges, but otherwise they cannot cross at any of the fords. The Chickahominy will not be fordable for either one of these turns. So if you're not crossing by bridges, you're not going across the river. You can see we have the destroyed bridges downstream a little bit. Not probably a factor, but you never know. And neither one of us can build bridges because it's raining in this first turn, and then obviously at the end of turn 2, you do it during recovery phase, so the game will be over. Movement restrictions for Roger and the Confederates. Let's go through that briefly. We see that, as mentioned, Longstreet, Pickett, and R.H. Anderson cannot be activated for that first free activation of turn 1. Beyond that, they may be activated as normal. McLaws, who is up here at 1225, he is under breastworks, and he is not released until he has been attacked. So if he's not attacked, he can do nothing, basically, for either one of the turns. Ripley's brigade, which is over here just outside of Richmond, they are also not released. However, they cannot activate unless a Union unit ends up adjacent to them, their setup hex, or until turn 2. Probably more than likely going to be turn 2, whichever comes first. And then finally we have Walker down here. Walker cannot march unless a Union unit were to enter any one of the adjacent hexes there in Richmond. There is a possibility he will be released, which is the next thing we'll talk about here. At the end of turn 1, Roger can roll a die, and on 1 or 2, then Walker would be released. But beyond that, he's not going to be doing anything for turn 2 probably. And then you can see the two pontoon bridges there next to Sumner and Richardson. Those are called the Grapevine Bridge and Sumner's Lower Bridge. And if I, as the Union force, on turn 1, attempt to cross them because of all the rain making the Chickahominy flowing fast, I will have to roll a die to see if they collapse. So that's a little bit of risk. So on a roll of 1 through 4, the unit crosses over the river with no problem. But if it's 5 or more, then the bridge collapses, which is not good, and that means it's gone for the entirety of the game. And in turn 2, I will not have tubes, so they figure that Chickahominy is drained enough that the bridges are, or the engineers have gotten there, and the Chickahominy is not a factor on those bridges. Johnston is possibly, and this is where we get to the historical part of this, we all know that during the Battle of Seven Pines, Johnston was injured historically, and that could potentially happen here. So if Johnston initiates a grand assault, he will roll a die, and on an even roll, there's no effect. On an odd roll, then Johnston is removed from the game and not available from that point farther. So that could be a factor. And then finally, we see that there are 5 control locations here, 5 victory point locations, and the Union is in control of all of them. So they are Seven Pines and Fair Oak Station here. We got Savage's Station, we've got the Railroad Bridge, and then we've got Bottoms Bridge over here. So those 5 are what are being contested this evening. Let us move on to the victory point schedule. And I've put markers there to kind of see, so you can see that the 2 closer ones to the Confederates are worth 3 points each. That's Fair Oaks and 7 pine. And the 3 farther ones are all worth 4 victory points each. So Savage's Station, the Railroad Bridge, and Bottom's Bridge, all worth 4 victory points each for the Confederate who is trying to earn the points tonight. And then we have +1, -1 for manpower losses, as per usual. Tonight, a marginal Confederate victory is 11 to 15 points. So Roger needs, that's his threshold, is 11 points. And I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure that the Union does not let that happen. So those are our special rules for tonight. Could be a knockdown drag out, but I'm getting to the point now, Roger, I don't even guess anymore. Because you and I do something different to make the other person go, huh, I had not expected that. And that adds to the fun of this game. So tell us what your thoughts are for this.
Well, they've set it up historically accurate for the random event. We're going to rain, no rain. And I think this is hard on the Confederate. It's going to be a drag-out fight, I think.
It does certainly seem like a balance of all possibilities is, get a couple of victory point locations secured, make sure that you can hold them, of course, and or pick on some of the units, the Union units that are a little more vulnerable. But that is going to require everything, as we've seen, going just so to set up flank attacks potentially, and to get some good die rolls in your favor, getting the pips you need to not only force the retreat, but to also score some manpower losses. But since all of the divisions here and the demi-divisions that we're seeing, the demi-divisions not so much, but the divisions themselves all have at least 12 to 13 manpower. Looking at Garland is at 17, Anderson's at 13, Pickett's at 16, so there's always the chance for friendly fire or chaos and disorganization and casualties. So yeah, caution is the key.
And if you get your guys across the bridges, the battle historically, you can tilt the battle tonight for sure.
Right.
Some of those corps will come right in on any flank.
That's right.
Yeah.
So.
And you got Hooker sitting down there, so I can't really do an end run easily.
Yep. So this should be fun. Will it be quick? Will it be a lightning strike blow for either one side? I don't know. But I think the rain on the first day, obviously, is meant to slow things down and telegraph the setup. It's nice to come back to just a very small scenario, just for a couple of playthroughs. Well, I guess it's time for us to get started. Managed to blather on for a few minutes here. As far as leader transfers, for me, I'm looking at Heinzelman here, and I think maybe he's better suited to come down to Hooker, just to give him some maneuverability. So I will move Heinzelman down there. But beyond that, I will turn it over to you, sir.
Oh, Johnston to DHL.
Okay.
I just realized you didn't have McClellan. And is that
he's not in the setup? Yep.
Yeah, he's not in the setup.
So he was already he was on the other side of the river enjoying the oyster and champagne. He was hanging out with Porter's Corps, right? Yes.
You didn't show up until it was all over.
That's right. Okay. Well, you get the first free initiative. So good luck to you, sir.
Good luck to you as well. Okay, DHL's gonna activate roads, and I believe he can also activate the artillery reserve.
He can.
So here's his die roll, and he gets a 2. Well, roads will go to here, and the artillery reserve will go to there. So initiative. I think it's going to be one of those nights for me, it looks like. Union wins the initiative.
Okay, and I can move 1 unit, so I think perhaps the good thing to do in this rain turn is to bring Hooker up. So Hooker will go to fatigue level 1. And here is their march. Minimum 2. It's 5. So we'll go 2, 4. Alright, initiative. It's mine again. I can activate as many as I want.
Hmm.
So Heinzelman will take Hooker to 2. And here's their movement. Yeah. So actually, let's keep him in the swamp there. He'll just go to there. All right. Protect that flank. Initiative. It's mine again. Right. Summoner will activate
Be 2
2
units.
units. Right. So he'll activate both of them. And here's their movement. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do Richardson first, just in case something goes untoward. So here's Richardson's roll, and he gets across. So that bridge is fine. Okay, and now Sedgwick's roll, and that bridge collapses. Bum bum bum. Okay, so they will then go, and I believe I can still use the points. They will just move to Barker's store then. Okay. It was good. So I'm going to roll the initiative, and it's yours.
On the Long Street is going to activate R.H. Anderson, Artillery Reserve, and Pickett. Here's their movement. It is going to be one of those.
We're all trodden in the mud.
So he's going to go 1 to there. Take the Artillery Reserve to there. And Pickett will go to there. Initiative. It's yours again.
I think Nagley will march. Here's his movement. 6. And I think he's just going to go to there. Initiative. It's yours again.
Yeah, Longstreet's going to activate Anderson and the Artillery Reserve. So it'll be an extended march on the Artillery Reserve. Here's their movement. It's a 3.
Which becomes a
He's
4 for them.
4. It's a men move there. Here's Artillery Reserve's extended march. It's a 1, so it's okay. And it's going to do a men move to Johnson and Hill. Initiative. It's mine with a tie. H. Hill is going to attempt an assault with Garland and the Artillery Reserve. Here's the attempt. It's a 2, so that comes off. That's all we're going to attempt is with them. So that's a ratio is 0, type +1, tactical is a +2, so artillery is a 0. The final flank, I have all the hexes covered, but 1 hex comes off, so the final flank is a +3.
That's right.
And it's a rain turn, so that's a -1. So that's got 6 up and 1 down for a final of a +5.
That sounds good.
+5 assault. Here we go. It's a +5 result.
All right. So I got +5 on a 13 is a 3 DR. Look at that. Whew. So we've given you 3 manpower losses. Now I need to route 4 to 6. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cover the railroad bridge. Okay. Good work.
Now advance into that hex. Okay, initiative. It's mine again. Longstreet will attempt an assault on Nagley.
Okay.
So he goes to T2. Here's his attempt. 4, so it does come off. So this is a ratio is +1. Type is +1. Tactical +3. There's no flank. Artillery is 2 to 0. So artillery is 0.
Right.
Creek -2. The rain turn.
2 in a rain, yeah.
And rain is a -1. So the final is +2 is the final.
Let it fly. Come on, boys. Nope. All right. So it's +4 result.
+4 result.
All right.
Still can't do basic math.
All right. +4 is a 1 DR. Okay. So 1, 2,
13
3.
for me. It's a 1 FA for me.
Take another victory point from manpower loss. All right, they'll just go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll just guard the bridge there too. Okay.
Okay. I've had 2 losses, so I'll give myself 2 losses here.
Oh, okay. You got 2. All right.
Yeah, I lost one on that first assault and lost another one on this
Oh,
one.
okay.
And I will. Yeah, I'll advance into that hex. Initiative. It's yours.
Heinzelman will activate Carney. And here's the movement. Yeah, all right. And Heinzelman will transfer to Carney. And just move 1 to there. All right, initiative. It's mine again. Sumner will activate Richardson to 2. And here's her movement. It's a 2. And Sumner will transfer to Richardson. And they'll just go into Savage's station. Initiative. It's yours.
GHO will activate Garland and Rhodes. There's their movement. 3. They'll just do a move like this. Initiative. It's yours again.
Time to do this. So Keys will activate Couch for a potential assault on Rhodes. So here is the command roll, and it does not come off.
Oh,
It's the
Keys is a 4.
purest optimism on my part. All right, initiative. It's mine again. So let's try that again. Assault attempt, command, and it goes off. Okay. All right, so we've got +1 for the assault, +1 for tactical, +1 for ratio of 2 to 1. And I've got the artillery covered, and it's a -1 for the rain, so I'm looking at a +2, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so here is Keys' big moment. Union on the left, +2. And it is a +5 result.
+5 result. 6.
5 on a 6. So it's a 2 DR.
2 DR for me.
And an EA for me.
And he has to treat 4 hexes. I guess he'll just go straight down this way. 1, 2. Mark it. There's your hex if you'd like it.
We will stay right there in Seven Pines. So initiative. It's mine again. Heinzelman will take Carney to fatigue level 2. And here's their movement. It's 2. So they will just slide 1 hex right to there. Initiative. It's yours.
I'll activate Hoosier. Here's his movement. It's a 6. He's going to go 1.5. 3. 4.5. 6. Initiative. It's mine again. I'll activate Hoosier again. Here's his movement. It's 5. Yeah, we'll just do a move to there. Initiative. It's mine again. Hill will activate Garland for an attempt at a divisional assault. Here's his attempt. Comes off. Okay. I'm going to attempt a grand. Johnson's going to attempt a grand assault.
Okay.
It comes off. So we're going to bring in Hoosier as part of the assault. I needed the artillery.
This could be the end of Erasmus Keys.
And it could be. I don't know. It could be a lot of. Even if I win, I might lose. So the ratio is only going to be a 1 point addition to that. So the ratio is +1. Type is a +1. Tactical is a +1. Flank is a straight up +4. No, you're rough terrain.
Rough, yeah, so it's a roll.
So it's a die roll. And odd means it's not. So artillery is a 0. And there was no creek, so the rain is a -1. So the final is I've got 7 up and 1 down for a +6. Does that sound right to you?
Oh, yeah, with that full flank is going to be painful.
Okay, +6. Not that painful.
Well, it's a +4.
+4. That's going to be painful though at 35 manpower.
Yeah. 2. It's even. 2 DR and 2 FA.
2 FA, yeah, 2 little FA.
Okay.
So I pick up a fatigue on both of those guys. And they both lose a manpower.
All right. Adding 2 to both of ours. Let's go back 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think he can come up to there for 5. Since that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's still 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's not any closer, so. Okay. You are welcome to take 7 pines.
I'm going to leave Hoosier where he is and Garland where he is.
Initiative. Before you do that, let's see if Johnston was injured.
Oh, right. What do I have to do for that?
Roll a die, and on an even roll, there's no effect. On an odd roll, Johnson is wounded and removed from the map.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see.
He's fine.
He's fine. He survives. I forgot about that. Not that it mattered. Okay, here's the initiative roll. It's yours.
Okay. Sumner will activate Sedgwick and Richardson. So he'll go to 3 and he'll go to 2. Here's their movement. Yeah. At least in a rain turn, I don't feel so bad about it. So they go there along the railroad. Let's see if Sedgwick can get across the bridge. So on a 1, 2, 3, or 4, they can. So here's their roll. And they do. Okay.
Easy. No problem.
No problem. Okay. And that is all. Initiative. It's mine again. Units are pretty much done beyond where I want, so I will pass.
I'll have to take Pickett. Here's his movement. He can move 1 hex. He'll go there. Initiative. It's mine. Try Pickett again. Now he's within the range of Longstreet. Here's movement. It's 5. Here's his extended march. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. It's mine again. Smith will activate Whiting and Hood. There we go. So Hood will lead the way with a 7. 1.5, 3, 5, 7. And they'll just follow along behind there. Initiative. It's mine again. Same 2 guys. Oh, a gas fire now.
I'm telling you, they got it. They want to go.
Let's see. So, yeah, so he can go. That's going to be 2 to there. Now I think they're on a pike.
They are.
So that's 3.5, 5, 6.5. It's not going to matter much, is it? 2, 4, 6. Initiative. It's mine. Well, I've exhausted my army with the exception of Smith's division. At this point, I'm going to pass.
And I will also pass. And we will end this infernal rain. Alright. So we recover in the rain. Everybody is exhausted and such. We move on to turn 2. Just a quick VP recap. We are both sitting at parity. We both have 6 manpower losses. So right now you are in control of Fair Oak Station, which is 3 victory points. So I believe you are sitting at 3 victory points.
Yeah.
Only 8 more to go. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah. Let me roll for Walker's.
Oh yes,
brigade,
yes, because that was the end.
He can come in.
Right.
So he needs a 1 or 2. I can always roll 1. Oh, not tonight.
Today.
And do you have a reinforcement?
I don't.
So the only guy I'm going to get today is going to be Ripley. He's not
That's
released.
right.
He's available.
I will do my leader transfers. The 4th Corps is in a shambles, without a doubt. So Casey and Couch have seen better days, and Nagley. So yeah, the 4th is completely done for the most part. They're on guard picket duty. Sumner will go up to Sedgwick, and Heinzelman will stay where he is. And I'm good.
Okay. Transfer Longstreet to Pickett. Johnson to Longstreet as well. And that's it for me.
All right. I will, since you did the first turn, I will give us the first initiative for turn number 2. Here we go. It's yours.
DHL will activate Garland. And you'll also activate the Artillery Reserve 1. So Artillery Reserve 1 will need an extended march. Actually, they'll both need an extended march. So here's their movement. It's a 5. And here's the Artillery Reserve's extended march. It's a 6. And he's going to go to disorganized. He's going to go 1, 2. Here's Garland's extended march. He's going to disorganize as well. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. Initiative. It's mine. DHL is going to attempt an assault on Richardson.
Okay.
Along with the Artillery Reserve. Here's the attempt. It's a 5. So only one of those units can come in. No, actually, it has to be the Artillery Reserve. Can't make an assault by itself. So it's got to be Garland. So this is a ratio of -1. So here's the die roll for artillery. No artillery. Type is a +1. Tactical is a +2. So it's a 3 up and 1 down for a +2.
Okay.
And it's a 0 result.
Okay.
John 11 is a 1D.
Okay, and that's a D for me as well.
So he's done for the day. And all I accomplished was disorganizing Richardson. Hard to clear that road, though. Oh well. Initiative. It's mine again. Smith's going to activate Hood and Whiting. Here's their movement. 5. Goes to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm hanging around 5. 4, 6. Initiative. It's mine again. Activate Fougere. Here's his movement. Here's his extended march. It's okay. He's going to go 1, 2. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Summoner will activate Sedgwick. Here's their movement. 2. 1 and 2. Initiative. It's yours.
Longstreet will activate Pickett. His movement. So 2, 1, 2. Initiative. It's mine. We'll attempt an assault with Pickett with Longstreet. Here's the attempt. 5. So that comes off. Johnston's going to attempt a grand assault.
Ooh. Here comes.
Does not come off. Johnston was not wounded, but he was grazed, apparently.
Well, he may yet. He may yet. After this is done, you still have to make another roll. Attempt is all it takes.
Attempt? Yeah, okay. So, we'll do that after this all over. So the ratio is 0. The type is a +1. Artillery, I think you have a -2 on artillery, which is going to require a die roll. I think that's rough terrain still.
Yes.
There's the artillery roll. And artillery comes in, so that's a -1. And I have 5 hexes covered, but 1 hex comes off because you have a friendly there, that 1 hex. So the final flank is a +1. And there is no creek on that side. So the final is 4 up and 1 down for +3 final.
Okay.
+3 final. That's a +1 result. Richardson is this MVP here tonight.
Right. 1D for
Another
you.
1D for me. Day started out well, but it's gone. First day was brilliant. Second day has been less so. And he's also done for the day. Running our manpower here. And here is Johnston's wounding roll. 2.
He is okay. Leads from the front with no problems.
An even roll. Yeah, no problems. Initiative. It's yours.
I think I'll pass.
Sure, why not? Smith will activate Whiting and Hood. Here's their movement. 6. Smith will transfer to Hood. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whiting's just going to slide over 1 to there. Initiative. It's mine again. Smith will activate Hood. I'll activate Whiting as well. Here's their movement. There's a 5. Do Whiting's extended march first. He's okay. He's going to cross the brackets forward. Hood's extended march. He's okay. That's going to be 1, 2. He has 3 left. I'm going to wait. We'll try to get the assault. Next roll. Initiative. It's yours. Should have gone. Oh well. Oh, that would have been the assault roll, so that would have been a disaster. So.
Right. Keys will activate Casey. Here's the movement. And keys will transfer to Casey. And they will just move into there. Initiative. It's yours.
There we go. Well, we'll take Smith. We'll take Hood to D4. Here's the attempt. And, well, as we've learned,
It sure
it
goes,
does
yeah.
go off. So I think you, let's see, how many you got in there now? 3, 8,
15.
15. So the ratio is -1. There's no
artillery at all because everyone's
no artillery at all. Well, so there's -1 ratio. You covered tactical by getting keys in there. There's a creek for another -1. And the type gives me a +1. So I have 2 down and 1 up for a -1 final.
That's what I see.
-1 final. Better on the right. And it's a
Look at that. +2.
+2 result.
Look at you.
It's a miracle.
Oh.
It's a Christmas miracle. But I still lose a manpower.
It's all right. It's worth 4 points now. Let's see. So I have a 10.
What did that do to you?
I had 15. +2 is a 1 DR. Look at that. So I lose a manpower too. They must go a minimum of 2. So they will retreat across the bridge. And second one, they can go there. All right. So that is yours, sir. And well earned. Boom. So there you go. All right. So an exchange on manpower, but you get the 4 points for that. I think you're sitting at 4,
And
10. So you're at 8 with the manpower losses.
Yep.
All right. Well. Okay. Yeah, Hooker will march. And he will get a 4 for his trouble, so he will just go to there. Initiative. It's mine again. Hooker again. Here's his march. 5. He will force march. Here is his force march roll. So he gets an additional 2 with no manpower loss. So he's at 7 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At 7. Alright. Yeah, that works. Initiative. It's yours.
R.H. Anderson will march. There's his movement. 2. Extended march. 1. So he's okay. So he can only go to there.
Okay.
Initiative. It's mine. Activate Ripley. Here's his movement. 2. 1, 2. Initiative. Mine again. I'll activate Ripley again. Here's his movement. 4. So he can go right down the railroad. 1, 2. He's going to attempt a normal assault. So the ratio here is going to be 5 to 11.
It's 1 to 3.
So it's -2.
That's right.
Can't believe Ripley and Hooker are tied for tactical,
know,
but they
right?
are. Type is a 0. Tactical is 0. Artillery is
A roll.
another roll again for artillery.
Okay.
It's not
Apparently
used.
we moved too fast. Didn't set it up.
Yeah. I do have a +4 final flank. There is no creek. So the final is +2.
Okay.
Is that what you see?
That's what I...
+2.
+2 down, 2 down and 4 up. Yep.
And that was a disaster. -2 final. So I lose another manpower. And all I do to you is tire you out a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the 1. Okay.
Digging my hole. Digging the hole a little deeper. Passing out the shovels. Here we go. Initiative. Yours.
Yeah, I really think the only thing I can do here is a spoiling attack on Anderson, because if I try to set something up more elegant, then I risk another flank attack. That is the spoiler of all spoiler attacks. Probably worth the risk, so I will do it. Heinzelman will activate Kearney for an assault. It's all academic until he rolls a command. It will be on Anderson. So here's the assault roll. It goes off. Okay. So we have to do. Let's do an artillery roll. Even it will be used in rough. It does not come. It does not get used. So I have a +1 assault, +1 tactical, and a -1 for the creek. So yeah, or +1. Is that what you see?
Yep.
Okay.
+1.
+1. Here we go. Union on the left. And it's a D or a 0.
Yep.
So a 0 is a DD. That shuts Anderson down. 12. Yep. And a 1D for me. So I think that was worth it. 2, 3. Flip. Loses a manpower.
Flips.
And I keep that. Initiative. It is yours.
Well, I'll activate Huger. There's his movement. It's 4. An extended march. It's 5. And he went. Yeah, he's going to flip.
Yep. Which is not necessarily a bad thing for this situation.
No, not necessarily. Okay, he had a 4. Just 1, 2, 3. He's got 1 left. Yeah, we're going to attempt a hasty attack here. So the type is going to be a -1. There is no tactical. Artillery is a die roll. It's odd, so it's not used. Artillery is just not being used to date.
Powder's still wet.
There's no flank. I'm sorry, there's a +4 flank.
Oh yeah, there's a flank, all right, and this is devastating for retreat.
So it's going to be a final of +3. When all is said and done, I can't believe Huger.
The savior of Seven Pines is Huger, according to this history book. So we'll see.
Okay, +3.
Ooh.
Oh. +6 final.
That could be a game winner right there.
It might be. Yeah.
Talk about a swing. All right, so he is going to lose +6 on 11. He's going to be 2 DR. Man, Hooker, what have you done, sir? You're killing me, man. And I give you 2 there. So I come to the 0, and we are now tied on manpower losses. He is going to have to retreat. The only avenue of retreat is to here, which means a -2, I believe. So overland. Not to an enemy. It's not to a more distant. Yeah, so it's 2 more manpower losses there. So I'll give you that. And he goes there. So, and loses those 2. 3, 4. There you go. All yours.
Show watching 7 Pines.
Much tenser than I expected it to be.
Okay. So let's see. We're tied on manpower now?
No, I am deficient 2. So I've got 12 and you've got 10. So
okay.
You've got plus 2 on me there, and you've got 10 points in stations. So you're at 12 right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Initiative. It's mine. So I'll activate Whiting. Here's his movement. 1. We'll close the gap. Oh, here's his extended march. It's a 4. It's +2, so he's going to have to flip.
No, it's just a +1. He's going to 4. He's not.
Oh, he's not exhausted. So he just goes, he's going to march right there. Try to tie down Sedgwick. Initiative. It's yours.
It's going to come down to this. Can you believe it? Sumner, old Bull Sumner, activates Sedgwick. All right, here's his march. It's 5, so he'll just go there. Initiative. It's yours.
I don't think I've got anybody left. Well, artillery reserve. Yours got 1 move fatigue left. Moving him. I'll pass.
Okay. Sumner takes Sedgwick to 3, Here's his movement. 4. Here's his extended march. He's okay. So he can move into 1828 with no problems. So it's 1, 2. He's got 2 left. And he will make a normal attack. A last-ditch effort here. We'll do a normal attack on Smith and Hood. So it is +2 for ratio. I think they have artillery covered. They do. And I got 1, 2, 3. So Jameson does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. And one of them's going to come off.
It's a +1 flank.
It is +1 flank. So I see 3 up and no down. So here we go. +3. Come on, Bull Sumner. -1. I just made it even better for you. Sweetener. I presented you a sweetener. So -1 on 17 is 1D. So I just gave you another manpower. The last ditch ones just never. I should have waited, but you never know. Got to try. Take another loss. So that, I believe, is the end of the game. So our final score is you have 4 and 6 is 10, and 3 manpower differential. So you have 13 for a Confederate marginal. Very exciting, to be sure. A lot of flank chasing there at the end. Hoosier, you really, between Ripley and Hoosier, he made the most of those 2 little guys there, just boxing in Hooker. That was great. And then Heinzelman, he could have done better, but if I had gotten Anderson out of there, that would have been helpful. But so, what do you think?
Yeah, I was actually able to do a flank. I didn't think there with Hood that worked. Your move with Hooker was like that. I was lucky to get him out of there. I had just enough fatigues to do it.
Yeah.
But your last attack, you flipped that 6-2, and it's I'm losing manpower like crazy. So.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I guess I did have a retreat option, but it wouldn't have mattered But anyway, yeah, this was a little definitely intense combat.
It sure is.
Yeah, the first day for me couldn't have gone any better for attacks to get. That turned out great.
Yeah. My plan was to let you go hog wild on turn 1, and you demolish the 4th Corps, which I think is historically accurate. They all fell back. It would have been nice if some of them had not been demoralized just for day 2, but that's okay. Of course, letting you have that initiative where I said pass, and you said, well, that's time for Rogers' end round, which is what you do, because I'm going to take the last-ditch shot with Smith, and it went swimmingly. Smith, Hood, and Whiting and company.
Well, it's I like to think that you've taught me well on things like that. And
well, thank you.
You certainly did several games that you hooked me with long flanks.
Well, yeah. I mean, and it also proves that like Combat Commander, never say die. There is always a chance. There was always a chance there that Sumner could have done it, but he was just short a couple of pips, and that happens. But you got to try.
I had to slow down there and really look and see what my different options were, because when you did that thing with Hooker, I was like...
Well, actually, I learned that from you. So we both have learned the tricks of just the breakout and do that force march. And the force march, of course, could have gone better, but it did what I wanted it to do, which was to make you react to that flank, because you didn't know if I was going to... if I was trying to get Johnston directly or just... Well, ultimately, what I wanted to do was I wanted to lure R.H. Anderson into a trap to get him, but you sensed that trap, and so I thought, well, if I can get him in the trap and I can flank him completely and get this Fair Oaks station, then that would be gravy. But Heinzelman was just a little short on that. That happens too. But I enjoyed this one, for after the mental calculus then required of the last 2 plays of scenario 3. This one's nice to just get in there and chuck some dice.
Yeah, and just charge ahead.
And again, when with with rain on the first turn and both of us equally rolling ones all the time, that did make me feel bad because like, well, we weren't going very far anyway, so what the heck? And then in turn 2, when it kept happening, I was like, well, we don't have very far to go anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, very tight.
Yeah,
tight corner.
Yeah.
But
well, good. Well, next week then I will look forward to switching sides and taking a crack at that edge of the puzzle for the Confederate.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But if you've enjoyed this playthrough, of course, we encourage you to like and subscribe as we do each and every week. And more than anything, give us some comments and feedback. We're getting some terrific feedback from our active viewers. And if you have questions or anything like that for this video or any of the others, I check this every day. Roger, I don't know if you pop in occasionally, but feel free to ask questions and we will answer to the best of our ability. And if we did something silly, then tell us we did something silly and how you would have done it differently.
Yeah.
But until next week then, sir, have a great one and a great game tonight.
You too.
So I will see you then on Friday.
Sounds
All right,
good.
have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.